G'day, hi, and welcome. All right, I don't know what time it is, but doesn't matter. I'm in my messy room here. Got my recording studio. Got to get that going. I've got my guitars, my violins. I got a broken one. I got to fix that one. Got my flying V. Got my ukulele. Just showed my mandolin, which I played the other night on stage for the first time in 20 some odd years. I played the mandolin. I saw there's this guy. I can't think of his name. I never pay attention to some of the names of these people that I watch sometimes. He's got glasses on. He's probably in his 50s. Hair down to here. Studio guy. He's always like, whatever. But he always gives good advice and stuff like that. So I like seeing what his tips and tricks are and stuff like that. But he was talking about a very interesting topic that I don't know if I've tackled before. Maybe I did and whatever. But surviving your first gig kind of thing, or surviving your first jam night, whatever it might be. Right now, I'm kind of stuck with the jam nights. I'm still trying to work on getting some paying gigs and stuff like that. Easier said than done sometimes, especially when you live in the middle of nowhere. You got to call everybody and stuff like that. Right now, my phone's dead. It's like not my cell phone, but the actual phone line. It's like I can't call anybody right now. So maybe people are calling me for gigs and I don't know about it. But anyway, and there were some tips he had in there and stuff like that. So I figured I'll give you some of my, I don't know if I'd say top 10 or whatever, but we'll just say some tips. The first one, know your songs. I mean, that's pretty easy, right? Know your songs well. I've talked about it in some of my longer videos. Going to make sure you don't bring out the songs too early. If you're not ready to play them live and you're still not 100% committed to the lyrics. If you get the lyrics 100% right every time when you're practicing in your room, you might only forget a line or two on stage. Things happen. It happens to me all the time where it's like, when I play back, it's like, I forgot a whole line. I didn't even realize it. Like the other night, I did the clocks from the Coldplay song. I forgot two lines. And I told myself, don't forget those two lines. But, you get into the moment and you're like, did I sing it? Did I not? I don't remember. You know what I mean? But, again, if you're sitting there trying to struggle and remember the song while you're playing it, you will mess up the song. Guaranteed. So you have to be very relaxed when you're playing on the song. You can be nervous. You can be excited. You can be whatever. But you're going to basically, in a nutshell, have to know the song by heart. That's the only way you will remove that stress of panicking whether you're going to forget the song or not. That's why, practice it well. Sometimes it takes a long time to get a song that you just, you can't get it wrong. You don't practice till you get it right. You practice it till you can't get it wrong, right? The other one is respect. This is probably the first one. Respect the stage rules, so to speak. So if you're an opening act, get on there, get off there as quick as possible. Don't hog the stage, don't go over time, blah, blah, blah. Everybody knows that. But some people have to be told. There's always a reason why there's warning labels on stuff, right? So, I mean, somebody made it possible. So the other thing is, I would say, is for sure, be sure to tune your guitars, basses, mandolins, whatever instrument. If you're going to be up as a band, make sure everybody's pre-tuned before you get there. Don't wait to get to the bar to tune. You're not going to have a lot of time. Even if you are the headlining act and you're going to play like a 3-hour night or an hour set or whatever it's going to be, pre-tune. Why? Because if the guitar goes out a little bit, it's not so bad. Or the bass or whatever. But if it's way out and everybody's out, one guy's like flat, one guy's sharp, whatever, and then everybody has to retune, that takes like a half an hour, and you have to do it in a noisy room with everybody talking and yelling and laughing and whatever, and it will affect how well you hear the instrument. Now you say, well, just use the tuner in silent mode. You can do that if you've got a tuner that you trust. I would recommend everybody in the group use the same tuner, because sometimes tuners are slightly out of calibration from each other. It happens. I mean, they're a lot better than what they used to be, but that can happen. Test that stuff out before you go to the stage. But yeah, you check it with the tuner before you go on, and then you don't have to annoy people with a half an hour tune-up or a 15-minute tune-up, right? So do all your tuning ahead of time. And that way, because sometimes when you tune the guitar and it's perfect when you leave the house, but You get there and all of a sudden, even in the room, it's fine. Okay, I checked it, it's good. But you get on the stage and the stage is like really warm, like the other night with the mandolin. It started going out. It's not out bad, but it started going out because it was so hot under the light. It started to detune a little bit, but it held up fairly well. I was quite impressed. Um, but that happens. That'll happen. Like sometimes your guitars will detune just from the violent change in temperature. You might not notice it that much, but the instrument will. So I'll pre-tune everything. Next to that, this is a big one. It's the big one I'm still working on, is don't play so fast. Don't play so fast. I always play too fast. I don't know why. It just seems like when I'm flowing, I'm like, okay, this is a good flow, whatever. And I play it back. It's like, I can slow that down. But when I slow it down to what would be considered normal, it's like I feel like I'm playing too slow. But then when I listen to it back, it's like I'm still playing too fast. You know what I mean? So if you're singing, what you'll find is that you get winded very easy. If you're getting winded very easy, it's probably because you're playing too fast. Or the band's playing too fast or whatever. So be mindful of your time signature, like how fast are you going to play? That's a big one because that when you rush it, it doesn't sound good. Some songs are played pretty fast. I get that, and then whatever. And you get all energetic and get all hyper, and I'm bad for that. I get so hyper that you always want to get into, basically thrash mode, right? I tend to thrash the guitar quite a bit. I am a fast player. I know that. So just be mindful of that. It's you get caught up in it very quickly, and then that's when you get winded and you get tired and stuff like that. So pace yourself. Good little tip is just before you start the next song, rather than going from one. Some songs you go from one right into the next one. Take a pause, like 3 seconds, whatever, and think, then start. Trust me, it will slow you down. You will the other one is, don't point out your mistakes. Do not do this. Oh, sorry guys, I didn't know the song. And if you stop halfway the song, think in terms of the show must go on. Always think in that terms. So if you mess up a line, don't draw attention to it. If you mess up a riff, don't draw attention to it. Just go to the next line. If it means the song is going to short, or if you have to sing the previous line over again, 9 times out of 10, if you cover it like that, nobody notices. The people really paying attention will notice, but they won't care because it's like, you covered it well. But if you stop, I screwed up the song, don't apologize, don't do that. Just play the song. If it goes well, it goes well. If you have to repeat a line, whatever, just say, well, I did, modified the version of it. This is my take on it, my rendition. Because I do that all the time, where it's like, I catch it after, it's like, I forgot the line, but it doesn't matter. I'll just add a little bridge piece or something in there and cover it. So there's no holes in the song. There's no stopping dramatic pauses, drawing all the attention to you, saying, hey, I screwed up. You know what I mean? So don't do that. And if you do screw it up, don't explain. Just on stage, play your songs, enjoy, thank the audience, interact with the audience. That's another one. A lot of people don't do that. I always try to interact, but be mindful of your time because you can get off on stories and stuff like that. And one thing about being a YouTuber is you like to talk. So when you get on stage, you got to remember, okay, I'm going to say something briefly, and I got to keep it under like 20 seconds type of thing. You know what I mean? Here's a song and blah, 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 and a little joke with the audience or whatever. Get them in on, or I need you guys to sing along, or I need you guys, I had everybody ticking like a clock the other night for the clock song on the mandolin. That was really cool. I need everybody, you get to keep your clothes on, but I need you to, tick like a clock, and everybody's like, what? It gets everybody to say, why is everybody ticking like a clock all of a sudden? Oh, it's the guy on the stage. What's he doing? And then they're paying attention to you, right? So it's a lot of fun. The other thing I would say is, if you break a string or something like that, don't draw attention. Just keep going. Just, improvise. Learn improvisation. Improvisation is, no matter how well rehearsed you are, even the pros, they know how to cover unless the song really falls apart. You could just, if you're working with a band or whatever, just work out something like, okay, guys, if the song falls apart, we'll make it look like it's a part of the act, and then bang right back into it again. Don't draw attention. Oh my God, don't do that. I know there's people do get that kind of, self-defeating. Oh my God, guys, I'm so sorry, but don't apologize. Just go into it. If you're new at it, people don't care. Like you're going to make mistakes. Don't dwell on, oh my God, I made the mistake. Just keep just go up there and do your thing. The other thing is adjust your instruments so that everybody's like, don't try to be too loud. I mean, some places you get away where you got a good PA there system. You can crank it up, doesn't matter, and they got a soundman. But don't be a soundman's nightmare. Well, I brought in all this gear and I need to hook this up for 3 songs or, whatever. Be respectful of that. You might have to bring in less stuff. Mainly for the jam nights. For when you got the whole show to yourself, well, okay, here's my, there's my Mesa Boogie there sitting in the corner. As you can see, that thing's probably got 200-300 shows on it. Who knows what I got on that, And trust me, I wasn't giving that up for the world. The only thing, I haven't played this on stage yet. I can't wait, but I don't know where I can play because it's so freaking bloody loud. Great thing, But, the other thing too is when you have a lot of equipment, this is the problem I ran into years ago is I used to have, foot pedals, rack effects, and at one point, I think I needed 18 plugins. Yeah. And then there was the bass player and the other guitar player, and the drummer had, something he had to plug in, and the singer had something she had to plug in, and it's like, now you got like this big overload. So less is more. Just keep that in mind. Learn to play with less. And again, unless you get the whole show to yourself and you scope the place out, that's the other thing. Scope the place out that you're going to play before you play there. Because they might not have that much accommodation plug-in wise. And then if you overload the circuit, you kick the breaker. Now, we've done that a few times. Like one guitar kicks one breaker and it's like, why is he not playing? And it's like, dude, and nobody notices because the rest of the band's still going. But it's like, it's like, okay, well, the guy's just memeing along, It's kind of funny. I guess I got to wrap it up. But the other one is, I know there's a lot more tips here, but just have fun. Just have fun. That's the big one. Just have fun. All right, have yourselves a great day, eh?